So come on, let's be honest. If you are anything like me and you were a child in the 80s, you have no choice but to hear that song every time you see the title of this particular book. So I understand. I don't judge you. I don't judge me either. Hi, I'm Brian, and I have started recording my solo role-playing because I find that I'm more likely to actually do it if I'm recording it. And I like doing it, but I don't do it enough. And so I have a couple of people who canceled at work. That's why I'm doing this on my laptop. I did bring my, my snowball, so that's something. I've got my GM Apprentice sci-fi deck. I've got a couple of D6s. I'm going to roll down here. I'm supposed to roll. There's going to be opposing rolls, so like this one will be for my Nomad, and this one will be for whoever I'm rolling against, whichever one's on the left. I thought I brought two different colors. I was wrong. I did not. I've got the PDF here. I don't know what I'm doing. This is all very makeshift. I just found out about OBS, open source screen capture software yesterday, which works out in this case because we're going to be playing out of the PDF and also using, I've got the PDF there, and I've also got the form fillable character sheet PDF. And we have, because there's going to be possibly some journaling going on, so I've got a Google Docs open and available to do the journaling type thing. You also have the availability of these generators that are from Perchance that allow you to help sort of automatically generate things if we don't want to do it ourselves. Like, just hit this bad boy for the exploration table, or did I? Let's try again. There we go. So here we are. We're hitting that for the exploration table, and it is not showing on the exploration table. Why? Why? Please make peace. What if I do it again? I have no explanation, but there you go. So this would let you, actually roll on the exploration table and do all of it here instead of using the tables. I'll probably do a mix of both just because I kind of want to see what it's like a little bit to do the tables first, and then maybe if I get lazy I'll switch over. So yeah, that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to be figuring out how to switch between scenes. It's going to be great. So this is Notorious. It is it's highly regarded and rated. You can get it on DriveThruRPG. I think you can get it on itch.io. It's by Jason Price. There's actually hard copies available occasionally, and those look really cool. There's also an expansion for it now called Outsiders, I believe. Outsiders, and it adds even more to this and gives you different ways to play. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play this today. I have a little over an hour, and my goal is to not have to edit anything, so I'm hoping that I don't screw up and accidentally stop this recording in any way by trying to use shortcuts I've barely used before. What could possibly go wrong? All right, let's go. Let's go. We've got, I like the way that this game is set up with the rules and the setup and the play. So like different colors telling you when you're doing different things. You are playing as a nomad bounty hunter, hunting down a target on a planet that you land on and interacting with the locals and picking up information as you go in order to find the person you're looking for. So we've got the guild code here. These are the rules of the nomad life. You always fulfill your contract, only kill when necessary. The employer's business is their own. If you're smelling Mandalorian, you're smelling the right thing. This is very much what's going on. So I have what we need here, 2 6-sided dice, somewhere to write the story. There's 2 modes, arcade mode and story mode, and I probably will fall somewhere in between. I want to lean more towards arcade mode just to keep things moving. I am a nomad. Our 3 main stats are notoriety, favor, and motivation. You can see that down here along the bottom of your character sheet. So the sheet, you have your nomad profile, the mission suite gives you information, the planet report of where you're landing, and the target dossier. Again, I have no idea how to play this. I've never played before, so we're learning together. Speak, attack, threaten, and recruit are the actions you can take. There are 6 factions. The system's at war, and that's the war sort of affects everybody. War never changes, I've heard, and so you'll hear about the opinions of people on the intergalactic war. Locals are people who live there. Assets are something that can be helpful to us. Hostiles are, leads are people that'll help you to track down your target. And then your target is the person you're looking for. The leads are So every time you find a lead, you'll get information. But the third time that you find a lead, it's not a lead, it's your target. So you just sort of replace you provide that information, which you already have at the beginning of the game. You roll it up. This tells you the different reactions you can take. It's actually not complicated at all. So here are the 4 actions you can take, and here are the different things you can interact with. So with a hostile, you can threaten or attack. You can't do anything else. And hostiles are the only people you can threaten, which, you know, says you. I guess there's no murder hobos in this. Success and failure. So we roll 1 for your dice, 1 for the challenge, 1 for your dice, 1 for your nomad, 1 for the challenge. And if your die is higher than the reaction, or higher than the challenge die, the reaction succeeds. Interesting. Okay. So they're not actions, they're reactions. Let's be clear. Okay, so it has to be higher than, not equal to. That's important. I glad I reread that. After rerolling, spend a motivation to reroll a single die, either yours or the other, but you have to keep new. You can do as many times as you want. All right, so these are the different. They're going to get into the details of how you can do the different things. When you speak, you roll your die and add your favor, round it up. Sometimes you automatically succeed, and then these are the tables that you will look at as you do that. You got for your threaten, your attack, your recruit. Okay, then you've got, wow, this thing's kind of chugging a little bit because I'm asking this laptop to kind of do a lot all at once. All right, so we're gonna roll up a nomad, shall we? Yes, you said yes. Okay. First roll on the table to determine the type of nomad you'll play. You can choose a profile instead if you prefer. I'm going to roll. So we're rolling on the nomad table here. And I don't care. Do you want to see the dice? I don't know. Here, you can see the dice. Let's see what we roll. A 4. Whew. Wasn't a great roll, I know. The Brute. Your fearsome appearance and intimidating glare hide a feral, cunning, and fierce dedication to your craft. Cool. So, is that the personality? Is that what we're referring to? Species and personality. Okay. Rolling species personality table. Oh, no, this is the profile. Okay. Is there a place for that? Yeah. I'm a brute. Oh, don't hit return. Noted. Okay. Let's go here. Each profile has its own unique description, equipment, and tables. Origin, scar, and trigger. Okay. Yeah, I see. Oh, yeah. See, here you go. There's the Mandalorian right there. The assassin, the bot, the brute, the scoundrel, and the uncanny. I love the art for the uncanny. He's so weird looking. It reminds me of one of the episodes in the Animatrix, of that one bot that like comes alive and plugs the chick in. It's very creepy. You should watch it. Let's not get monotone. I have to use inflection in my voice to keep things interesting. Okay. Fearsome opponents. Success often relies in relentlessly hunting your quarry, then overpowering them with ferocious attacks and outsized weaponry. I mean, this sounds pretty cool. It's a nomad sheet, the mission suite. Okay, that's okay. I don't need that. Let's go to the brute. Back to the brute. Here we go. My loadout is a rapid-fire laser rifle, a power hammer, natural strength, and no helmet, chest bandolier, ill-fitting jumpsuit. All right, so I'm going to write this on my character sheet, and I am not going to make you watch, so please hold. And we're back. I think we're back. We are back. Okay, so there's not quite enough room. I had to kind of like squish things in to make them fit. And we're going to go on with the other part. We'll go down to the other things. We're going to roll them, and then I'll pause and put them in so you don't have to spend your time watching me type, if anybody's watching this at all. All right, so how my origin, we're not going to, just trust me. I'm rolling the dice. We don't need accountability. I'll be fine. Let's see. All right, so origin. Consider how this influences your attitude towards others. I have a 4. I was born into a warrior cult and earned my armor by slaying a huge beast. Sweet. So copy that. I suspect, am I going to have an issue with space? Yeah. I was born into what again? A warrior cult? Oh, wait. That's the wrong one. Ha! Just kidding. Number 4. Your whole life has been dedicated to pursuing victories in the worship of a fickle god. I like that more. That's kind of awesome. So what we're going to do is, to make my life easier, we're actually going to go over to, we're going to go to the browser focus and make a note of my origin here, instead of trying to fit it all into this very small, as you can see, this is tricky to switch around with what I'm looking at and what I'm actually doing. Yeah, so the PDF itself is a little scant on space. Wins for fickle god. How about that? This is like college where they tell you you'll take better notes if you have to put it in your own words. Well, folks, there it is. Scar. How other people react to this. Oh, that's right. Sorry, the origin. How does this influence my attitude towards others? We need to actually roleplay and don't treat this like, four against darkness. All right, consider how this your attitude to others. So I think that I would assume that other people who aren't trying are below me. Not whether they succeed or not, but just the fact that if they're not willing to put in the work, if they're not trying, then they're not worth my time. And their character is low. I like the idea that he is pretty adamant about his relationship to the fickle god, but I'm not sure he actually believes. I like the idea that he lives with a little bit of doubt that the god, super faithful, but has doubts that this god cares much for any one person. So yeah, it's like a one-sided relationship. Let's give the god a name. The god's name is... First chance I get to use these cards. Out of the box. Get out of the box. Get out of the... There. Okay. As a matter of fact, since that card didn't want to come out, that's the one. Chiton. Chiton is the name of this god that he doesn't know if whether it actually loves him or not. How do you like that? All right, so then we're going to go back to the... Let's go back here. And we're going to roll to see my scar and how other people react to this. 3. Your wrists still bear cuff marks from a long stint in an old empire detention center. So this guy, before he worked for the Nomads, I don't even have a name for my guy yet. I love it. Your wrists, okay. So the old empire, right? That's one of the factions. There's actually a bunch of factions in this game, and they. Where'd it go? Factions. I'm on the right thing, right? Yeah, okay. So there are these different factions. Dude, don't do that. Hey. There you go. The factions. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the other 2. The old empire, the dominant power in the galaxy, ruled by a mysterious leader who commands a vast military. Their war machines and faceless troops are garrisoned on most planets, and each, like when you do a bounty, you're working for a faction, and the different things tell you the different reasons for a particular bounty. So I like the idea that my guy. So I was imprisoned by these folks for a while. And the reason is that I like the idea that I killed somebody that was moderately important out of a loyalty thing, like to my god for some reason. Like they had done something that was in violation. And, if you violate the right principle of this god, then you're not even like a real person. Like you're not worth... It's okay to kill you, basically, in my guy's sort of religious beliefs. Which is going to be interesting because as a nomad bounty hunter, he's not supposed to kill people. Ideally, you want to bring them back alive. You get more money if you bring them back alive. I think you can become more notorious if you kill them, but I think you get more favor, more recognition. You're considered a better, you're a surgical scalpel and not sledgehammer? No, not a buzzsaw. Whatever, shut up. All right, so yeah, imprisoned for killing someone not worthy of Chiton's respect. So fuck them. All right. Now we have our trigger. Consider how this influences your choices. Okay, so this is my trigger. 2. You spent years being paraded as a gladiator in the fighting pits of a mining planet. Okay, so that is how I spent my time imprisoned in the old empire, was being used as a gladiator. Fantastic. Let's grab that. Okay, copy. And then we'll go to this. So I just got to remember what these are. PD, browser focus. There we go. Okay, so what was this? Trigger? That was called? Call it a trigger? Trigger. This was how my time was spent as a prisoner. Okay. And yeah, last man standing. I survived long enough to be freed, and I consider it a badge of honor to still be alive. Also, proof that perhaps... Okay, so at one point, once doubted that this guy has anyone person. Proof that Chiton okay, so I'm extra cocky now, so I'm favored. I'm favored by Chiton now, which is a weird name because I keep thinking of Cheetos, but fortunately I already ate, so we should be fine, people. Don't worry. No hangriness. So we have the trigger. Okay, so now we go down. Wait, let me just check up here again real quick. The nomad profile. Okay, we did all this. Species. Every planet has a range of generated character species. Roll 2 dice and add them together. Am I supposed to do that for my guy too? Right? On the table, you need origin, scar, and trigger. Oh yeah, once you finish setting up, roll on the species and personality tables. Okay. Or you can pick if you prefer. Now, I'm already kind of going in a certain direction, so I might pick if I prefer. This looks like a D66 situation, right? Because I'm going to be picking one of these tables and then picking something off of this table. Let's see what happens. I'm open to whatever species right now. Alright, the one on the left is a 1, the one on the right is a 3. So, oh wait, this is D. Oh wait, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's D12. Or I'm fine. I'm adding these two numbers together. I know how to do things. 4. I am amphibious. Kimono, amphibious. Oh, speaking of which, I didn't do the, I have to put some of this stuff here. I don't want to spell K-I-M-A-N-O. Amphibious. I think that's how you spell it. Scar. Shackle. Scars on wrists. Oh my god, the spelling. Former, you know what? Victorious gladiator. How you like that? We're just gonna redo this. We're gonna try. Shackle, scars on wrists. Stop it. Okay. Good. And the registered name of this fine fellow is going to be. Oh, I roll again. A D6. Capper Vril. Okay. I totally dig that name. And part of the reason that I dig that name is that I once met a man at a work function, and his name was Capper Gant. And Capper, if you're out there listening, you have one of the best names anyone's ever had in the whole world. So, Capper Vril. You know what? No. He's not going to be Capper Gant. He's going to be Capper Vril. I'll be good. Okay, so now we need to do personality. Although each species has a unique look, they shed Each species, okay, to generate a personality, roll a die and choose one of the 3 corresponding traits. Then choose one of the 2 questions. Okay. Each species has a unique look. They also have common personality traits. Because sure, why not? I want to pick the right one for the character we're already creating. So I don't want to be random about this. They are not skittish. They are not aloof. They are not solemn. They are not focused. So they are either angry or vain and cocky. So low is, we're going to do vain and cocky. High will be angry and argumentative. High, very high, 6. Angry, argumentative, and loud. Choose one of the 3 corresponding traits. Angry, argumentative, and loud. Actually, I know I just said I was going to roll for it, but I feel like arrogant is just better for this character. Yeah, he's arrogant. Arrogant. He's an arrogant bastard. Okay. I'm also going to take, I think I'm going to take note of the weapons that it says I get for mine, the brute. I think I'm just, can I just do this and put it on my, thing here? Equipment, we'll call it. No, don't refine with Gemini. Go away. Because I want the stars and the hearts here so that I can know what to do with it. Yeah. You know what I mean. Okay, so back over here. Personality. So I'm supposed to answer 2 questions, then choose one of the 2 questions to answer. What do they believe they're famous for, or what garish item of clothing draws attention to them? He's going to assume that people know that he's famous for being a gladiator, and if they don't, that they're just complete idiots. So arrogant, believes just about everyone should know that he's a surviving gladiator and mighty warrior. And if they don't, then they're idiots. And he's also, this will probably get him into trouble. Like, if he thinks people should turn tails and run because he's so amazing, but they don't know who he is, that, you know, little too cocksure. Yeah. Okay. So off we go. The contact. Okay, with your nomad established, it's time to determine who the target is and the person you were hunting. Where are we at? 2:15? Okay, we're still doing good on time. The nomad guild is going to give me the name, the species, the personality, the planet, the type, the planet they're rumored to be on, the faction who posted it, and the reason. And as you play, you learn more about them. Okay, cool. Follow these steps to create a contract. Roll for their species and choose a name. Okay. So this is going to be going under the target, right? Target name, target species. Yeah. All right, let's get a species. I rolled 3. Pellucid crystalline. Copy that. Species. Will it fit? Yeah, it fit for the most part. Target name is going to be, crystalline. Navimod. I can spell that. Navimod. All right, and roll for their personality, considering how this detail would be posted on a bounty. Interesting. 3, aloof, sarcastic, or rude. I want to, I don't know yet. I feel like I want to know what they're wanted for. No, let's follow the rules. You've never played before, you know what you're doing. So let's just do 2, 4, 6 for 5. So they're rude. They are known as rude, so they don't follow rules. That's what they're wanted for. Consider how their details would be posted on a bounty. So they are, let's see, personality. I said rude, right? So I don't know. Tradition breaker. How about that? That's what we'll say. Probably some sort of tradition breaker. And that makes sense. Okay. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. All right, roll for the personality. Roll for the planet where your story takes place, which is on page 40. Some of these links work, some of them don't. Boom. Okay. So we're going to determine the planet. Roll to determine the planet. You can instead choose one freely. No, we'll just roll. Looks like it's just a d6, yeah? Yeah. 2. Callus, a desert planet. Interesting. Copy. Let's see. Planet. Paste. Some of this font is so small. Desert planet. Okay. Hey, nope. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty tiny font, but whatevs. That's the downside of free fill. All right, so this is going to give me some information on the terrain and all that stuff. So let's go back. Come on back button. Okay, choose a faction that's present on the planet as the client. Oh, okay, they're present on the planet as a client. Go to page 44. I already know that link doesn't work. These are the 6 factions. Your story takes place amidst an intergalactic war between the established old empire and the greedy, outnumbered new uprising. The greatly outnumbered. This fight impacts the planet in every galaxy. No, every planet in the galaxy. In the background, the turmoil provides countless opportunities for criminal and trade organizations. These are the 6 factions. So each planet has a controlling, challenging, and minor faction on its profile. Choose one of these to be the client for your contract. The faction who posted the target's bounty. Each planet has a controlling, challenging, and minor faction. Oh, hold on. I gotta make sure I do that right. Creating contact. Choose a faction that's present on the planet. Choose. I see. I have to choose a faction that's on the planet. Competing factions. So it's going to be one of these 3 that is the people that are posting the bounty. Interesting. Okay. Choose a faction that's present on the planet as a client. Okay. Let's go with, I'm just going to roll. So 2, 4, 6 for Targ, Old Empire, and Mystic Order. 2, 4, 6. 3 is the Old Empire. Really? Huh. Well, we don't ask questions, right? So that's the deal. This guy will work for whoever pays. Client faction. Old Empire. Okay. Okay. And then we do roll for planet, choose a faction, choose one of that faction's reasons for posting the bounty. So let's go to the factions. Here we go, the Old Empire. The reason they killed the guy, they stole a supply, they had the legendary warrior. Oh, let's just roll. Yeah, let's just roll. 1. The target killed the governor of a planet while they gave a speech passing new laws. Okay. What a dick. In general, not cool. While giving a speech. We're going to shorten this a little bit. Zoop, killed governor of a planet while they gave a speech. Indeed. I feel like I need to go over here. Target accused of. Oh, well, here. I don't have to do that. I just hit paste. Okay. There's no logic in my design of this document. Don't you worry your little head over that, buddy. Okay. That's rude tradition breaker. How that's going to be on the bounty. So they're, a rebel. Maybe they'd refer to them as a rebel on the thing. Okay. One of the factions, K, record the information in the lower two sections of your Nomad sheet, the planet report and the target dossier. Okay, so we did the desert planet, Talus, major destinations, factions. Oh, I'm supposed to write the factions. Right, I knew that. Okay. Please hold. Welcome back, boys and girls. Okay, so while you were gone, I did fill in. So apparently I'm supposed to take all of the information off of the planet name. Oh, don't look, you're going to barf. Supposed to take this information here, the prominent destinations, the competing factions, and put those onto the sheet. There. Strangely enough, so yeah, it has the predominant species? Oh, okay. I thought this was for the factions. Major destinations, factions, and then for some reason I thought this environment was related to this. This is the predominant species. Okay, hold on. Okay, so now I see what I was doing wrong. By the way, some of this writing is so small that we're just zooming in. It's funny that I only just realized that this is absolutely Tatooine, Moisture Farm, Scrap Crawler, Spaceport, Scab the Targ's Palace. So those are clearly like huts. So those are the huts, and Old Empire is, the Empire, and then the Mystic Order is obviously the Jedi. I say, let's see what they say about it. Maybe they actually do they fess up to this information? Do they actually admit that that's what these people are? That would be funny. Let's see. Old Empire, New Uprising, Targ Cartel, Smuggling Ring of Gluttonous Targs, a slug-like species. Okay. The Mystic Order, once a powerful force with warriors of light and dark wielding improbable powers and ancient weapons. Okay. I didn't know that this was such a riff on Star Wars. It's funny. Anyways, all right, so we took care of this. I got this stuff put in for the information here. So now we can move forward with confidence on what we're doing here. How do we got? 2:28? All right, I've got 30 more minutes. Planets, we already did that, right? Recorded the information in the planet report and the target dossier. That's where we were, right? Just making sure I got everything in here. All that's there. Target name, captured or killed. Nomad notes, really? There's like one bar here. No. C journal. not gonna fit anything in here. So that is okay. That's taken care of. Oops, I just moved to the same one. Okay. Determine the planet, predominant species, predominant destinations. We did that. Competing factions. We did that. Here are the factions, and you read about them. Let's just look real quick, right? The whole point of this is to make me do it, right? Old Empire is mysterious leader who commands a vast military. That's the Empire, a growing force consisting of citizens from past worlds. So that's the rebellion. That's the Hutts. The Trade Alliance. Those are the robots with the donuts. Army of Bots. Yep. Mystic Order. What's the Red Moon Syndicate? A secretive but influential crime organization. Meant to be the syndicate favors using agents, assassins, and spies. Who is that? Interesting. All right, tell me in the comments what a bad nerd I am because I don't know which Star Wars analog is the Red Moon Syndicate. It's time for the hunt. Let's go. We're actually going to play. This isn't going to just be some session 0. We're getting into it. Wait, isn't there more for my... I'm supposed to have, like, favor and notoriety at the beginning. I'm going to find out what that is. Hold on. Here it is. I found it. Name, background, 3 attributes. Favor, notoriety, and motivation. Favor and motivation to 2. Notoriety to 0. So we have favor... motivation are set to 2 and notoriety is set to 0. Okay. Records your starting equipment and assets and leads you'll meet along the way. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's go. I said let's go. Why aren't we going? All right, so we're going to explore the wilderness of the planet until you reach your destination, then you'll set out once more to explore. So with that in mind, we need to go to our browser. Let's go. All right, so I am landing where? I remember where it said I landed. When I landed on this planet, you land your ship in a canyon on the edge of the dunes to avoid causing a scene. That's right, because I'm sneaking up on dude, Navi Mod. That sounds like a woman, actually. I think that's a female. Navi Mod sounds like a female who killed the governor of a planet while they gave a speech. Oh, it shrunk so it would fit. Oh, that's nice of it. So we don't want her to know that we're coming. She is crystalline. I wonder what their species is like. Don't you? Like, what kind of things do we know about? We don't know anything about anything. They're crystalline. Are they fragile? Can they, like, see better? I don't know. Do they ever have to wear glasses? If they wear glasses, are they made of glass or crystal? I don't know. Okay. Stop waffling. Play the game. This is my problem. I always have such a hard time starting. Starting is the hardest part. I'm just scrolling and making you barf. I'm so sorry. You land your ship in a canyon on the edge of the dunes to avoid causing a scene. I don't want to type, but I do want to have this in my thing. So I'm just going to grab it, and then we're going to go over to this, and we're going to put it in. Okay, so this is where we start, and now we are starting our adventure. I'm just awash with anticipation. What's gonna happen? How's it gonna be? We're at 36 minutes, and I'm just starting, and I have 28 minutes till my next client. Okay, it's told through a loop. Okay, you explore the wilderness. So every time I say okay or so, you have to drink, and I'm sorry for making you an alcoholic. Roll on the exploration table and complete the prompt. You may be asked to roll an exploration event, and that occurs as you travel. You might introduce a new lead. Okay. When you've completed the prompt, move to destinations. Okay, so we're exploring. Oh, little tidbit here. As you switch between these, you'll interact with people. You get favored. When your notoriety is your reputation on the planet, it reaches a certain threshold, change results. Your hostile guards might start to apply pressure when you enter destination begin. Okay. A final showdown is your third lead roll. Let's go. Let's just go. Okay, roll on the exploration table and complete the prompt. You've hidden your ship and must travel on foot across the wilds of the planet. Okay. Roll on the exploration table below to find out what happens as you travel. It may ask you to roll one or more exploration events, or you might introduce a new lead. Okay. It's a D6. It's just a D6. Okay. Am I the only one that feels like I always want to have, like anytime there's an oracle that says, oh, roll a D8, 1 to 4 is a yes. I'm like, I feel like that should be a D100, 1 to 50. Like, I don't know. I want there to be more, even though statistically, whatever. I just like more. I like bigger dice rolling more things. Anyways, here we go. Exploration table. A 4. If your notoriety is 4 or higher, it is not. You encounter a lead. Otherwise, roll once on the exploration events table. To use the exploration events table, roll 2 dice. One determines which of the 3 tables you'll roll on, and the other is the event. If you get repeat events, it may be fun to fit them into your story. Otherwise, roll a different prompt. Okay, so we're going to roll the first one to see which table we're going to use. That is a 3. And then we see which event. Okay, I'm digging this. Ooh, 1. All right. I don't know why I said ooh, like, ooh, look at that. You see smoke rising on the horizon and discover a burning building. The tracks outside suggest that the residents left in a hurry. Okay. Roll a die. Another 1. This was the work of your client. Lose 1 motivation. Why do the flames remind you of your trigger as it all turns to ash? Okay. Yeah, this is cool. Okay, I came across a burning building. Okay. Came across a building that was burned down. I am recording, right? Okay, yeah. Burned down by my quarry. The flames remind me of the ceremony at which I was given my freedom due to my countless victories. This target is a fool to think they will evade me on this sad, dry planet. Okay, fun. Isn't that fun? I thought it was fun. Oh man, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. I'm gonna like accidentally turn off the game. I lose a motivation. Interesting. I lose a motivation. I wonder why. Oh, maybe it's because I'm supposed to be like a really good, noble person. I'm a bounty hunter. I'm not good and noble. I just got a text from Nurse Jenny that said she took a nice long nap. It's her day off. She's usually off on Tuesdays. Pay attention. Focus. Lose motivation. I'm losing a motivation. I don't remember what motivation is for. Do you guys remember what motivation is for? I'm going to go look. Hold on. Found it. Okay. After re-rolling, after a roll, you can spend a motivation to re-roll a single die. Gotcha. Okay. Noted. Zoop, 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 zoop. This whole PDF's only 39 pages, so unlike like Across 1,000 Dead Worlds, it's 446 pages. It's really hard. Like, you got to use bookmarks to get around. This hasn't been so bad. I like this PDF reader I'm using, Zoto, because it's smoother than Adobe, but sometimes it does this thing where like even when you hit the bookmark, it doesn't go to where you went. It like pops back to where you just were, which is a little annoying. Anywho. Alright, so it all turns to ash. Why do the flames remind you of your trigger as it all turns to ash? Yeah, so my guy, it was a positive thing. Why did it lower motivation? Should it not have been a positive thing? I'm new. We're going to let it slide. I lost the motivation. Mechanically, it should have been negative. Fine, whatever. We'll make it negative. The flame reminded me of the burning of the gladiator. What do you call them? Dorms, whatever. By a lunatic leader in the old empire who didn't like that I was winning so often. He tried to kill me and failed, but many fellow fighters died. So that's why he lost motivation, because it brought that back. It filled him with anger. Fills me with anger, because that's this guy. He's arrogant and angry. All right, so that's what happened. Interesting. Okay, kind of fun, kind of cool. So that was our exploration event. So then the next thing you do is, when you've completed the prompt, move to destinations. Roll in the destination table. Complete the prompt. It may ask you to roll more. When you've completed, return to exploration. Okay, so we're just bouncing. We're bouncing back and forth. Destinations can include simple markets, hidden dens, crashed starships, military walkers, bursting spaceports. Sometimes I look at the microphone like this is where you are instead of like up here. Okay. Please focus. Please pay attention. For the love of God, we're at 43 minutes. I have 20 minutes till my client. Kind of like the time pressure, though. I feel like I'm more likely to play. Shut up. Stop talking. All right. So roll on the destination table to find out where you arrive. You'll get a brief description of the destination, which you'll use with a list on the planet profile to create a named location. The prompt may ask you to roll for one or more destination events. Okay. So here we go. Destination D6. I don't know why I'm like, D6s are dumb. Those are basic dice. I want any other die. Like, even a D4 is better. A 2. You arrive in a small outpost or an enclave run by the challenging faction. Okay, so a small outpost or enclave. If we look at our sheet here, a small outpost or enclave. I feel like that would be the modular garrison, right? Do they line up? Like, you arrive in a small run by a minor faction with bustling market, traveling scrap collar. Okay. So no, it's a small outpost or enclave, and then use the things that are on here. So that's a small town, that's a spaceport, fortified base or palace. Okay, so I'm going to go with, we're going to say that the one that I came across was the modular garrison LS-78. Can I just copy from here? That would be great. That would be swell. Destination 1. Nope, that did not work. Okay, fine. How about that? Bam. Okay, modular garrison LS-78 of the challenging faction. So that would be the Old Empire. Okay, which are the people that, these are the people that hired me to find her, right? Yeah. Okay. Run by the Old Empire. This is where we are. You'll notice I'm not taking a lot of notes. I'm just doing enough so that I know what the hell is happening, because I don't want to forget. And because, you know, you got to write something down on these. It's not, I guess you could make it a journaling game. All right, so I had rolled a 2, right? Small outpost or enclave. Run. Choose one. You can either search for anyone who might know your my target, or speak with a local who works here, then rest to gain 1 momentum. No, I don't need to. I want to search. Search for anyone who might know where the target is. Okay, is this going to work if I click here? Click. It did. Some destinations give you the option to search for someone. If you do so, roll on the search table and follow the prompt. 6. I find a local. Oh, okay. I search for info on my target. I find a local. I don't even know what it says yet. I find a local who recalls meeting my target. I speak to them, but use the speak table for leads instead of locals. Okay. Gain 1 motivation. I don't know. See, I would have gotten motivation either way. I just didn't know it. Okay. Speak to them, but use the speak table for leads instead of locals. Interesting. Oh, because this is potentially a lead. It doesn't count as a lead in the scheme of things, but it's potentially a lead. What do they recall? They recall who recalls meeting my target. So what do they say? I'm rolling on this speak target for leads instead of locals. Speak to them, but use the speak table for leads instead of locals. Creating a lead. Target showdowns. Where's the speaking? Is there a... How do I do the speaking? Oh, sorry, you're not with me. Geesh, I left you. See? I'm new here, people. Do they have like a speaking? Speak. Yeah, here we go. The nomads don't always shoot. So when I speak, I'm speaking with a lead, it said. Add half of your favor rounded up. So I get a +1 for my roll. Oh, if you're speaking with a lead or a target, you automatically succeed. No need to roll. Success. They talk, revealing failure. Am I rolling? Did it say to roll? Hold on. All right, so it said to use the table for leads instead of locals. And here it says if you're speaking with a lead or target, you automatically succeed. No need to roll. So, yeah, I'm going to do that because it actually this failure doesn't make sense for my situation. So, so it is an automatic success. So I get to roll on the relevant table, which is the leads and targets. Okay. 6. Do you guys watch this and you're like, oh, this is so obvious. Why doesn't he just do it? I do that all the time when I'm watching other people. Like when I love watching Man Alone. His channel's fantastic. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But anytime he makes a rules mistake or doesn't catch something, I'm like, come on, man. Come on, Man Alone. It's obvious. All right, I rolled a 6. Oh, this got interesting. Your client lied to you about your target's actions. What part of the accusations are a complete lie or a wild exaggeration? You need to know that there are 2 sides to this story. Oh, that is neat. That is neat. Okay. You need to know. There's nothing for me to write down here with this stuff, right? No, this is all just going to be in the notes. You need to know that there are 2 sides to this story. The local says that there are 2 sides to this situation, and that, what did they say? They said lied. What part of it's a complete lie? What part? Okay. That I was lied to about my target's actions. It seems like the most obvious one is that they didn't actually kill the governor of a planet where they gave a speech. That seems like a no-brainer, right? So they didn't actually kill the governor. That's what they're accused of, but they didn't do it. Do you like my destination? That's good. That's good. Who recalled me? Whatever. Shut up. So my twist. I'm just gonna do this so I notice it. The target didn't actually kill the governor. That's all I know. Is it because they didn't actually kill anybody, or is it because the person they killed wasn't actually the governor, or was it because they were framed for it? Who can say? No one. No one can say. At least not yet. Stay tuned. Okay, so I've completed my first thing. I have 12 minutes. Can I do another like rotation through how this works before my person shows up? I think I can. So we go back to exploration, right? We finish the destination. We go back to exploration. My notoriety is still low, so I rolled a 2. If it's 6 or higher, so it doesn't matter. So I'm doing exploration table again. All right, table number. We're doing the second table. We rolled a 2. Okay, so I find a torn backpack bearing the logo of the challenging faction, Old Empire. Explore. The thing's running so slow because I'm asking it to do so much. It's just a ultra book, so oh right, explore. What did it say? I find an Old Empire backpack. It contains an ID card, a data pad, and a stack of credits. ID card, data pad, pad, stack of credits, and then I have to choose one. It says. Okay, let's see. What does it want me to choose? Vow to return the owner's belongings to their faction to lose 1 favor but gain a motivation. What useful details about the owner are in the database? Or discard the backpack and pocket the credits to gain a favor. What do the ragged tears in the backpack reveal? Okay, so this guy would not return it. He's not going to return the owner's belongings, but to lose. Yeah, not returning anything. I don't care. He doesn't care. Like if you lost the backpack, then you suck. You obviously weren't good enough to keep your backpack. So discard the backpack, pocket the credits to gain a favor. That's what we're going to do. All right, pocket the gain a favor. I said gain a favor. There we go. And talk about, what is it again? What do the ragged tears in the backpack reveal about the owner's likely fate? Okay, so you want me to come up with this on my own, but I don't want to. Or at least I want a little prompting. So we're going to go to the cards and see what they say. I'm going to get me some adjectives or verbs or something. Let's see. Curse and scheme. Cursed scheme. Cursed profitable scheme. How would I know that? I think that what I see are some tracks in the sand, but they're in single file to hide their numbers. Just kidding. I kid. What happened to this guy? What befell the fate of this poor fool that had discard the backpack, pocket the clients again, credits again. What do the ragged? I like that the credits don't matter in this game. What happened to their likely fate? I'm clearly walking through the desert right now. Let's look at. I want to know a little more about this location, the planet. So we have mountain passes, colossal machinery, dark tunnels, active volcanoes. Oh, nope, sorry, wrong one. Oh, I see, it did the thing I told you that it does sometimes. Okay, here we go. Arid deserts, endless sand, deep ravines, crash starship. This is it's a crash starship. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty straightforward. So the reason that it's there is because it's a crash starship. Found outside a crashed starship. You know what? It's a nomad ship. Yeah, nomad ship. Perhaps the last person to be hired for this job. Ooh, let's use these cards again to determine whether or not my guy knows that somebody else at one point had been hired for this job and didn't report back. Right? Love it. What are the odds? The odds would be likely that he would know this. So the answer is no. Capital N, no. Big no. So that he's surprised to see this. Hired before me to get the target. Didn't know anyone else had been sent. So this actually would be a source of pride for me because somebody else couldn't do it and they sent me. So obviously they're aware of my amazing capabilities and that's why they sent me. So oh no, I've been paused and I don't know how long. So guess what? This video's over. I'm going to have to look to see where I forgot to stop. I knew I was going to fall and get in trouble with these hotkeys. What are we at time-wise? We're at an hour anyways, and I have a client in 3 minutes. I'll have to look back and see where we are. But basically, I walked into a spaceport that's run by the old Empire. Somebody who knows the target saw me. Dude, I better write this stuff down. Someone who knows the target saw me, and my notoriety went up 1. Then I had to roll on the table for destinations twice. I rolled this one right here, destination events, table 1, number 3. And I rolled the 4 through 6. You eventually go to meet the asset and try to recruit them. Oh wait, you eventually get to meet the asset and may try to recruit them, which I don't know what that means. And if so, stay tuned. That's, I guess, where we're going to have to pick up next time. I have no idea if anybody's watching, but I enjoyed playing. And so I will see you for next time when our hero, the mighty, what's dude's name? What was my name? Capper Vril, the arrogant gladiator survivor, continues to hunt down Navimod, the rude tradition breaker, terrorist rebel who may or may not have killed the governor. Time will tell. That's where we're at. So, okay, kids, be sure to drink your Ovaltine, and I will see you next time. Bye.